Around the world and across Ghana's 16 regions, this is Joy News Today, live on the Joy News channel, coming to you from our studios here at Midday. We're also live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, and around the world on myjoyonline.com. My name is Sweetie Abochi. Our headlines this hour. Security posts at EC chairperson's residence remain abandoned almost a week after withdrawal of security details from the area.
Agreed that we were no longer going to use military to provide civilian protection. So a job was withdrawn and replaced with a police.
And this afternoon, TEU-GH strike bites hard on KNUST campus as mid-semester exams begin.
We gave two demands. One, he should withdraw the letter that he has sent to the various public universities to allow a minority group, TEU-GH, to go onto the council.
And later, we'll tell you the story of 13-year-old Letitia, who lost an arm in the Aseseso bus crash that occurred while pupils were on their way to a school field trip. We also have business, sports, and showbiz in this package. This is Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible. Details after this. Pleasure to have your company. Our first story this hour. The New Patriotic Party and the minority in Parliament is today expected to march to the offices of the Economic and Organised Crime Office. This is in protest over what they describe as the unlawful and punitive detention of former National Food Buffer Stock Company Chief Executive Officer Abdul Wahab Hanan. The protest follows EOCO's refusal to release Hanan despite meeting the bail conditions set after his arrest over alleged financial crimes. He has been in EOCO custody for more than 10 days over this alleged involvement in financial crimes during his tenure as the buffer stock. Ken Ejesi is at the EOCO office for us, and let's connect with him for updates. Ken, is there any movement? What can you report?
Not one that we've seen so far. We're expecting the minority in Parliament to arrive here at the EOCO headquarters any moment from now. We've also seen pockets of supporters who we want to believe are MPP supporters. And of course, in your shot now, the place is very calm. But as you rightly mentioned, there's heavy security here. We've seen dozens of security officers manning this place. Now, Abdul Hanan was arrested on the 25th of June alongside his wife, but his wife has since been granted a 30 million Ghana cedis bail. But Abdul Hanan has been unable to meet his 60 million Ghana cedis bail. Just last week, on the 3rd of July, supporters of the opposition New Patriotic Party marched up at this very premise, demanding his release, saying that they are using his bail condition as a way of keeping him here in police custody. Now, this is a similar incident that happened weeks ago when the chairman of the MPP in the Ashanti region, Chairman Wuntumi, was also detained here for several days. It also resulted in supporters and the minority in Parliament marching up here. We are anticipating a similar scene to happen here because this man has been kept in custody for more than 10 days. The party says that he is being wrongfully held in custody. They are using the bail conditions which he has been unable to meet as a way of keeping him here. So as we speak now, the place is very calm, but we anticipate the place getting a bit euphoric in the next few minutes when the minority start trooping in, and when the supporters who have also started trooping in, when they get here in their numbers. We're anticipating a large number of people here in solidarity with Abdul Hanan, who is the former boss of the buffer stock.
Of course, we'll come back to you when there's more to report to us. Now, another story. Security posts at the residence of Electoral Commission Chairperson Jean Mensah remains abandoned almost a week after officers who manned the posts were withdrawn. News broke about the withdrawal of the security detail. It is unclear whether this has anything to do with top NDC officials, including Chairman Asiedu Nketiah's call for the EC boss and her 2 deputies to be sacked. Today, my colleague James Aveji visited her residence, and we will show you what his camera captured. But first, let's listen to Interior Minister Mohammed Muntaka insisting the chairperson's military detail has been replaced with police officers.
I agree that we were no longer going to use military to provide what was civilian protection. So a job was withdrawn and replaced with a police. So if you ask her, she will tell you she has a bodyguard. She has police manning her gate both day and night, and therefore it is never true if anybody says that her security has been withdrawn. What we do generally is to provide security around every neighborhood. But VVIPs, like the chair of the, what do you call it, Electoral Commission, she has a personal bodyguard. Her gate is manned 24/7, just like the Chief Justice, just like the Speaker of Parliament, and all others. And that we are doing. And I'm sure you can call her and find out, and she can confirm that, no, she has both her and her deputies, her office is protected.
But what went into the decision to withdraw the military and replace with the police?
Why should military be performing civilian functions? I mean, our country is not at war. Why should you draw in the military? I mean, you know, the use of military sometimes sends wrong signal to the ordinary citizens. Police are trained with a civilian mind. The military are supposed to concentrate to provide security for our external or territorial integrity. So when we draw them in, we are reducing the number of personnel that the military has to perform those difficult tasks that is usually performed by the military.
Is this exercise going to be limited to the EC chair alone, or are we going to see this cut across
That's
all?
everywhere. I mean, you can find out from the former defense minister, you can find out from almost all the civilians that were using militia. All of that has been withdrawn. All that without exception. And this is a decision that we took as a new government, and that's our policy, no civilian. And we've even encouraged our own members who are ordinary, before they took their offices that they were occupying, some persons were providing military service to them. Yet, when we came, we decided that everybody should be protected with police, and that's what we are doing.
Right, but our independent checks at her residence, it shows that at the time we went, though, there were no police officers on the ground.
That's not true. We don't, I mean, who says that providing security to me as interior minister is to see police all over the streets around my house? They are supposed to be manning my gate. And that's what we are doing. And I'm saying that found out from her, are people minding her gate? Yes, they are minding her gate. They are following her wherever she goes.
So that there is Mohammed Muntaka, the Minister for the Interior. But Joy News can confirm that the security post remains abandoned. James Aveji reports.
We are currently here at the Dade Street in Labone, in Osu, where the security details which used to provide security for chairperson of the EC have been withdrawn in the last few days. The issue came up on social media with photos flying about the police abandoning their posts here. As of this Monday morning, as we can report, the police are yet to return to their duty posts here. You see there the tent which used to house them temporarily in the course of the day and shield them from the rays of the sun as well as rainfall is empty. Just a while ago, we saw a civilian, come to park a bicycle and chained it to one of the posts of the tent there and walked away. And as we can see, the place looks abandoned in the last few days. There are no chairs and you see there the police a barricade, one of which has the inscription "Stop." Police checkpoint is standing on the road. There is another one which has fallen and resting on the ground. It doesn't look like anyone has been here in the last couple of days, and so the checkpoint has been abandoned as we speak in the last few days. It is unclear why the security details have been withdrawn. There have not been any explanation from government on why they had to withdraw the security from here. But this is coming in the wake of emerging calls for the dismissal of the EC bosses, including the chair as well as her 2 deputies. We cannot independently say that this is in relation to those calls or otherwise, but what we can report is that the place has been abandoned. From the Dade Street here in Labone also, we can't confirm that there are no securities at these 2 security checkpoints as at this morning, Monday morning, and even last week when we came here to check on this here in Osu in Accra. I am James Savage reporting for Joy News.
In other stories, Ghanaian students in the UK and US under the government scholarship scheme say they are stranded and facing the risk of academic dismissal and possible deportation. This follows the Scholarships Secretariat's failure to meet its financial obligations. Despite several formal appeals from the leadership of PhD student cohorts abroad, the government is yet to respond with a concrete solution or even an official comment. Secretary of the Ghanaian PhD student cohorts in the United Kingdom, Albert Kwabena Iduse, is urging government to urgently resolve the ongoing challenges between the universities and the Scholarship Secretariat. And Albert joins me via Zoom for the, let's discuss this. So Albert, are you still in school as we speak?
Thank you, and thank you for this opportunity. Before I comment on that, I just want to put it on record that regardless of political issues, and I'm speaking from a political standpoint, and also as a concerned citizen, this politics aside, and I believe.
So Albert is the secretary of Ghanaian PhD students cohorts in the United Kingdom. And Albert, I think I lost the last part of your earlier submission. Were you saying that you're speaking without any political coloration?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I need to be put on record. And beyond the political difference, we all want the best for Ghanaian citizens abroad. So it's devoid of any political differences or whatsoever.
Okay,
so,
but are you in school?
No, I'm currently I've been withdrawn, and I was given 60 days, and I've got 21 days more to come back to Ghana. So currently for me, I'm not in school, and I've got well-meaning people who are in the same situation like me, whilst others too has been suspended from their course and library and other resources that will aid them in doing their academic works.
When you say 60 days to pay up or 60 days to leave the country?
So for my situation, per my withdrawal letter, it was stated that I've got 60 days to leave the country, and counting from the day I received it to today, I've got 21 days more.
And how long has the Secretariat failed to meet its financial obligations to you and the other students involved?
So it's been spanning since the last government, and then we've been battling with the previous government until they left power. And then when this new registrar came in, or this new administration came in, on the 2nd of May, he came to UK to meet the schools and most of the students. And then he promised us that he will work assiduously to make sure he gets some of these things sorted. But since then, we've still not received any form of communication from him or any authorities just to give us any update as to what the authorities are doing about this. So it's been like more than a year too, and people are owed as many as 36 months of stipend since they started their PhD. And then we are all in the same pool of condition, which we are trying to see how best, as leaders of this group, we can liaise with the authorities and plead with them to come in our aid. So
this urgent need to resolve the financial issue, lest be deported, has this been tabled before the government, this administration? This 60-day window you have? When we came into power, when we were elected as executives, we have, in one way or the other, tried to engage the relevant authorities, and we've still not gotten any positive response.
And then, as a matter of fact, even if per my school, when they used to send the secretariat email just to respond to them, they never responded. And it went to the point for them withdrawing me, and even went to the point of issuing me an invoice to pay my school fees by my own, which I'm in debt in the UK government, which I was told that they will let debt collectors chase me for that. It is a record from my school, which I think has got evidence to back it.
Albert, thank you for sharing your story. And of course, as this is a developing story. When we have more updates, we'll update our audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Moving on, academic work at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology is facing fresh disruptions as the ongoing nationwide strike by the Tertiary Education Workers Union Ghana begins to bite hard on campus, just as students sit for their mid-semester examinations. The strike, declared last week over the alleged refusal of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission to recognize TEWGH's representation on university governing councils, has left critical non-teaching services at a standstill. Cleaners, porters, security personnel and other essential support staff have all laid down their tools, creating sanitation and administrative challenges across lecture halls, examination centers and halls of residence and offices. My colleague Nana Boachi-Adom has been following this and joins me live from the KNUST campus with more details. Nana, how is the strike affecting the mid-semester exams on campus exactly?
Well, Sweetie, just as you mentioned, sanitation issues have become a major problem at various examination halls and examination centers on the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology campus. They began the mid-semester examination today, and the strike, which was declared last week, is really affecting sanitation issues mainly. The university library is affected because it has to be closed down, because the people who are supposed to clean the place or clear the place have abandoned posts. Security has also become a major challenge on the university campus, as students are unable to go and study at night to prepare for their examination. And so this is how hard the strike is currently biting on the university campus and affecting the mid-semester examination.
What have you heard from the leadership of TEWGH and the students on campus in terms of how this is affecting them personally?
So three things. We've heard from TEWGH, the students, and then the university campus and the university management. From TEWGH this morning, they have gathered at the university's commercial area. All non-teaching staff have been moved there to prevent them from sneaking out to even go ahead with anything whatsoever. In fact, the leadership of TEWTUC are making sure that the members do not skip the fact that they're on strike and then sneak out to help the university. So they've mobilized all their members and they are at the commercial area as I speak to you. The leadership have indicated that until their demands are met, they are not going to rescind their strike, or they are not going to call off their strike. We've also heard from students, and for the students, this strike is really affecting them because they are unable to go to study at night due to security reasons. The security, which forms part of the non-teaching staff, have also been moved out of campus because of the strike. We've also heard from the university management, who says that this strike is really affecting academic work, and they are going to sit down and negotiate with TEWGH, in fact, the KNUST chapter, to make sure that whatever that they need at the moment, whether some considerations, they'll put that in place to make sure that they call off the strike on the university campus. Now, before you go, do you gather that this development could halt the examinations? So far, looking at how it has affected the examination today, being the first day of the examination, we are looking forward to the university having concrete negotiations with TEWGH. If not, possibly it can really affect the exams in any way. Nana Boachi-Adom there, thank you for bringing us details on that ongoing industrial action. And let's do some other stories now, because commercial transport operators who use the Ejiso and Onwe stretch in the Ejiso municipality of the Ashanti region have withdrawn their services in protest against poor roads. On Monday, all the drivers refused to render services to passengers who use the route, rendering many of them stranded. Some of them who defied the order were stopped in the middle of the road, and passengers were brought down. It took police intervention to restrain them from blocking the road entirely as part of the protest. Nana Yaojima joins me live from the grounds with more details. Nana Yaojima, what are some of the concerns being raised about this?
A lot of commercial drivers today have parked their vehicles, and their reason for staging this demonstration or protest is simple, that they want the road between Ejoso and Onye fixed. According to them, the road is in a deplorable state, and as you can see, it is so. The government have refused to listen to their plea. So this morning, they've parked their vehicle, staging a demonstration. It took police intervention to prevent them from blocking the whole road that links Ejoso and Onye. But for now, they've withdrawn their services. The police are behind us, and they are here to ensure that there is calm on this stretch. They've prevented them from blocking the road with their vehicles. As you can see, there's still one Benz bus parked on the road, but there's still some space that some people can, or some drivers, other drivers can maneuver their way. But as for the commercial drivers, this morning they are not working because of the poor nature of the road. They are staging a demonstration, and they want this problem fixed with all agency. Papa, I didn't say that munya parking vehicles, mukanya parking was munya juma.
Kwanye dia because MPP e wo so no. Jonkuma wuye. Na nado e begina ha, esisa machine si besi so. E ma onabo aduomi e na ye kwan no. E na aduomi e gina ha a wo ye kwan. Na wo na nado akufodo e gina wo ka kire ese. Onabo aduomi ni sika a wo ye kwan. Na wudi mirikedi machines abegusu donkuma wuye mudi kwana abegusu e di machines shirigi omusie wie ye nu ano no machines machines nya de ko siasan kwana se obi adi bu e Ghana ha sei
de saka san de wontimi ka matwasan e kwa no nipa nam so katimi le du free sei e ko e se ayi dona so ya 20 Ghana identity we a driver ni ana say
Pompey.
Omulo 20 cities there is a more advantage.
That be say a coin in can be say. You go talk tabako 10 million, 20 million, ade. Azawa 5 million. Be bia say coin in here. So mesre MPC no so aba no, MP na aba no. MPC no. Omunje sika chiche no munje kwan no.
Thank you very much. So essentially what he is saying is that after the demise of the former MP for the Ejoso constituency, John Kuma, there was an intervention to fix the road. So the government of the day, and that is the Nana Addo Akufo-Addo administration, brought a lot of machines to fix the road. Immediately after the former MP was buried, that is after the by-election, the NPP government then withdrew all the machines and left this place undone. So he's calling on the government, the current government, to come and fix the road. At the moment, they are charging exorbitant fares because of the nature of the road, which they say they are not happy with it. They are even spending more money on the road because their vehicles get destroyed anytime they use this road, and they go to fix them at a higher cost. So they want government to come back to this road and try fix it. There's another driver here who would want to speak to us. Let's listen to him. Papa, quite there's some jiska kese there na more advantage.
Papa, obi obeka se kwa bi jiska kese bi oboa. Ye fra me kwadwo boafo. King Jesus Transport Union achena kurum me ye chairman ho. Papa, ye hwe kwa ya nam so a. Last week me ye adwuma me ye adwuma week ni nyina me nya 7 million. Me time me nu pa me 6 million. Me fra mu bu ya no a me petrol car and the between koye. Ye drivers ni ye kura drivers maku 40. They say aka maku 5 as a union chairman there necessary me. And the papa go station na me ho tetem. They say me pa che kura so obi amfa ne car kura mra free me ye adwuma obi aso mfa emma me ye adwuma. And yesterday ye wura mama na daruma. Ye say nyankopon din pana che. They say wan twene ni ahwe ni a. They say ye wu. Ube ye juma papa ye ka say ye juma nya 20 Ghana say ye drop into nkura bia anim sabe ube saka puma no wa nyamu dia wan sakura ngaye hwe say ma ye juma 2 weeks ma nya 7 million ma koto time you 6 million mi frame abu ma ko peto in ka sa betwa sakura papa ye kwa na say buy wadawroma
Kafra. He's saying that they are spending more money on this road in attempt to ply this road. According to him, he is a transport union chairman, and a lot of the people who used to work in that union, they've withdrawn their services. No vehicle wants to ply this route again because of the damages that the vehicles are attracting because of the nature of the road that they use. So they want the government, as a matter of urgency, to fix the road. There are a lot more of them here. Let's try to speak to some others. Papa, what okay? They say a canabao. A canabiaba. As I say, a higher near you, Madidi. They say the best of Brenia. Yakoba Bia, Yokoto Kahoniama. The Bia Mikaise. The Biara Kabe 5 years, boom, 200 taxi assess council. Nia Quaintra. The air Hokran say, Obiba was it. Mima come find you more quaiso. Let them know what to fee. Nia, dear, to see. And the Amaya Castle be a sorty. Can you but no more? The Biamusala in Yumle. Na, and the Badon so I owe me. Omo Quaba, Omba Umianka. And dear Saba said, Omo boy, yesterday inside Sayam, Omo boy. So my secret of joke is Ramaya, Homatoyakra, as is a Bejanciano. Yes, I did. Yara who pounds out of war. Omo Kara Jomo from some say, Mamma, no question. Yes, I don't know. He's raising another point. According to him, the vehicle owners, they are preventing the drivers, the commercial drivers, they give these vehicles to from plying this route. So no one wants his vehicle to work on it because of the cost involved in plying the road. So they
That was Nanaya Ojima live from Ejiso bringing us updates on that impasse. Now, in other stories, the farming community of Nimpe Hiamwa is appealing for help to save its only basic school from collapse. Built by villagers nearly 30 years ago, the structure is now held up by wooden pegs and closes whenever it rains. And Nasabit reports that pupils and teachers are now hauling sand to rescue what's left.
Along the Techiman-Kintampo Highway lies the farming community of Nipa Hiamwa. Its future embodied in its only school, the Nipa Hiamwa Basic School, built by the community themselves back in the year 1994 with a hope for their children's future. 30 years on, that hope is crumbling. What you see here isn't just an old building. It is a structure being held together by sheer will and these wooden pegs, a desperate measure to stop it from falling down on the pupils inside. Aduya Da Costa is the headmaster of the school.
This school has been in existence for about 30 years. For some years now, the government has adopted the school. We have a lot of challenges in the school. As we can see from the footage, we have challenge of office, we have challenge of school building.
Behind me, these four, classroom spaces, built by the community with these wooden boards, houses from KG 1 and 2 through to primary 6. What they are doing is that they have combined, 2 classes each, KG 1 and 2, primary 1 and 2, primary 3 and 4, and then primaries 5 and 6. This is the situation, and the teachers are not happy. They say the situation is heavily affecting teaching and learning.
We do multi-grade. Multi-grade in the sense that class 6 and 5, class 4 and 3, class 2 and 1. That's how we manage things here. We command them. One teacher handling 2 classes is not easy. That one, frankly speaking, is not helping and it's not encouraging, and it does not help teaching and learning.
Well, and so that huge mango tree there is the staff common room. It serves as the office space also. But the sad aspect of the whole situation is that where to keep teaching and learning materials is a huge challenge. Each day they carry these items into the community where a member of the community has given them the space to keep them, and this is leading to the loss of many teaching and learning materials this school has over the years.
Where to even keep our school materials, especially teaching and learning materials, even the registers and other things, where to keep them. is difficult. So we need school building.
The fear of rain dictates the school day, but the consequences run deeper than interrupted lessons. Some newly posted teachers reject postings due to the state of the school's structure.
Most of the times, when they come, because of the school, when they see the school, it's not encouraging. Even some of us, we are only forcing.
Faced with neglect and lack of immediate help, the community isn't just waiting. Teachers and pupils are literally taking matters into their own hands. We met them upon our arrival hauling sand to try and shore up a section of the classroom floor that's given away, a stopgap measure for a crisis needing a permanent solution. The resilience of Nipa Hinyamoa's teachers and pupils carrying sand to save their own classrooms is both inspiring and deeply troubling. This school, built on community hope 3 decades ago, is now a symbol of neglect. The pegs holding it up won't last forever. The people here have an appeal to authorities and philanthropists.
Yani ya twendu ya toa ako tunate ho hasabu tickets rom sin komere onsi school de mai no mboy nkunja no me computer lab ne ensuana e was ye computer lab school say so ta won my kwa so dem anasi e kofi ntino esa ban say onsi school dan mai ya pe office any pipe.
We will be very grateful when government put up a nice structure for us. We have never seen some before.
So this has been the plight of peoples here in the Nipa Hinyamoa community. Of course, Nipa Hinyamoa, which literally means man needs help, and this community seriously needs help, and someone somewhere watching us now needs to come to their aid to help rescue the futures of these young ones here. From Nipa Hinyamoa, here in the Bono East region, my name is Hanan Sabdi, reporting for Joy News.
Let's do one more story from the education sector, because it was supposed to be just another school day, but it turned into a nightmare rather. 4 months after a fatal crash ripped through the lives of dozens of school children in a tragic road accident, families are still trying to piece together what's left. One of them is Letitia, just 13, now missing an arm and living with the story of grief. Stephen Mensah brings us her survival and the long road ahead.
Letitia was among more than 40 pupils from Ben Kunedu SDA Basic School at Konongo, Odumasi Ashanti region, on an excursion to Akosombo when tragedy struck. The bus lost control whilst descending the steep Asesiso hills between Edukrom and Somanya in the eastern region, killing 2 and injuring 15 of her mates. Investigators now say the bus had no valid insurance. The trip, once filled with excitement, ended in blood and heartbreak.
When I walk through town, children stare at me. They are curious to see what my hand looks like. I am appealing to Ghanaians to help me get my hand treated.
At just 13, Letitia has endured major surgery, lost her arm, and missed months of school.
I'm a person who is to me, so I'm in nation. And Kano, if I bet Tommy, son, so then I'm a person selling. Nami, my bomber down for this home. When the accident happened, I struggled to get up because the bus had fallen on my hand. I remember tapping my friend, hoping she would help me, but she was unresponsive too. Eventually, I was rescued, but when I regained consciousness, I found myself in a hospital bed. My hand had been amputated.
Ebua Sunday me kodwa betumi sinema ayibibia ba sisi ano.
She used to help me with the house chores, but now she can't.
Fan school bag, I didn't go school.
Her friend has to come home to carry her backpack so they can walk to school together. I'm pleading with Ghanaians to help me get my daughter's hand treated.
Another victim, Nanamwa, at just 11 years, has undergone 3 surgeries and numerous stitches. He's still in pain.
The driver was speeding. The next thing I saw was the car flipping onto its side.
Seat belts and glass.
I was thrown from my seat with people landing on top of me.
Help has come from the Accident Victim Support Foundation, which is helping bring some relief to the affected families. The foundation's president, Reverend Cyril Crabb, is calling for more assistance for the over 30 children who sustained various degrees of injury.
We at the Accident Victim Support are doing everything humanly possible to bring some kind of solution to all road users. They have been in this state and they are traumatized. I think that we can help them. We can eradicate or we can erase this traumatized position that they find themselves in their minds by giving them a warm support.
More than 60 people were on that bus, and while the physical wounds may eventually heal, the emotional scars and the pursuit of justice remain.
So the Accident Victim Support Unit is doing their best. If you can help, please extend a helping hand to these persons. And that takes us into business right after this break.
Welcome back to Business here on Joy News today. My name is Winston Taki, and now to our first business story. Government failed to meet its Treasury bills target for the 6th consecutive week. According to the auction result by the Bank of Ghana, the government missed the target by 11.5%. Meanwhile, interest rate continued to decline, but marginally on the yield curve.
The Treasury got 2.967 billion Ghana cedis as against the target of 3.356 billion Ghana cedis. All the bids tendered were accepted by the government. The majority of the bids once again came from the 91-day bill, with investors offering 2.028 billion Ghana cedis. This representing 68.37% of the total bids. For the 182-day bill, investors tendered in only 622.79 million Ghana cedis. A little over 316 million Ghana cedis of the bids came from the 364-day bill. Meanwhile, interest rates continued to decline on the yield curve. The yield on the 91-day bill went down by 14 basis points to 14.56%. VAT of the 182-day bill also declined to 15.01% from the previous weeks of 15.25%. The yield on the 364-day bill also tumbled by 58 basis points to 15.16%.
In other development, the board chair of Cocoa Board, Dr. Samuel Ofosu Ampofo, has warned the country's economy will struggle if the country is unable to maintain premium quality of its cocoa. He says government is committed to protecting Ghana's premium status at all costs through investing in quality assurance, global compliance, and operational upgrades. This comes as workers at the Cocoa Board complex in Tema highlighted numerous operational challenges during a working visit by Board of Directors. Kwame Yanka has the rest of the story.
Remains an important pillar of Ghana's economy. The cocoa industry, long hailed for its premium quality, is facing a complex mix of global demands and local operational hurdles. At the heart of it all, the research department of Quality Control Company is leading a quiet but critical fight monitoring pesticide levels, heavy metals, and emerging threats like mycotoxins to keep Ghana's cocoa safe and export ready. But that task is strained by aging lab equipment, space constraints, and a dire need for modern tools to meet international food safety standards. Here is the research manager for quality control company, Raphael Avemega.
In that respect, we need state-of-the-art equipment. Indeed, through management support, we have one, we used to have two. We call them HPLC and GCMS. Currently, we have HPLC, LCMS, MS. That is the highest spec in its category, and it is used to analyze specific group of pesticide residues. That equipment, very critical. It's not the only one that can be used because there are other pesticides which cannot be identified by that equipment. They are identified by the other group, which we call GCMS, MS. Currently, we are lucky to have HPLC, MS. The GCMS we have is obsolete.
At the warehouse level, Cocoa Marketing Company reports of record shipping, but leaking roofs and rickety vehicles to insufficient security systems threaten product quality. Meanwhile, Board Chair of Cocoa Board, Dr. Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, who is alarmed by these challenges, assured the workers of steps being taken to address these concerns.
If we do not pay attention to quality, and then the slightest challenge comes in, we can pay a very heavy price for that. So the fact that up to now, Ghana hasn't met any of these challenges shows that you are doing your work very well and you need to perform. But as indicated, you need more state-of-the-art equipment to ensure that you are ahead of the situation. And that's exactly what we want to do. Our board will want to be a very proactive board. We wouldn't like to be reactive. And so once we discuss this thing with you, we sit down, analyze the situation, and get the necessary technical advice from management to be able to pursue these objectives.
The Tema tour ended at the Cocoa Village at Community 2, where the board chair and entourage were briefed on the apartment complex. Kwame Yankes reports for Joy Business.
That's all for business here on Newsday. My name is Winston Taki. Up next is sports with Mubarak.
Sports now on JN Today. My name is Haruna Mubarak. Now, Ghana's quest to win their first ever Women's AFCON begins this afternoon as they face South Africa in their opening Group C match of the 2025 Continental Tournament. Now, Joy Sports' Lawrence Bedu has this preview of the clash.
And so the Black Queens are set for their first taste of the ongoing 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations against South Africa. South Africa are the current champions of the competition, having won it in 2022. For the Black Queens, they are making a return to the tournament for the very first time since hosting the competition here in 2018, where they won just one game. As far as this competition is also concerned, the Black Queens happen to be one of two sides who have been in the final on 3 occasions without winning any, the other being Cameroon as well. For South Africa, they were on this path some years ago. They had played 4 finals without winning until the 2022 edition, where they claimed glory under Desiree Ellis. In terms of key players, South Africa will be hoping and then riding on the confidence of one of their star makers from 2022, Hilda Magaya. The Black Queens, on the other hand, are counting on players like Alice Kusi and Doris Boudua, who was recently named the Female Footballer of the Year at the 2025 Ghana Women's Football Awards. For the purposes of this tournament, the Black Queens and South Africa have met in the opening games on 2 occasions. The Black Queens have triumphed in all of these games. As far as this competition is concerned, they have met on 7 occasions at all levels. The Black Queens have claimed 4 victories. South Africa have claimed 2 victories, and 1 has ended in a draw. The Black Queens have a new faces. I mean, they have new faces in the squad. Talk about Chantal Holoka and then Josephine Bonsu. There's also Princess Malfo, who are all looking to make an impact in this competition. They'll be led by Swiss trainer Kimlas Björkegren, who takes over the reins of Nora Hopto, hoping that they will do better than their last appearance. So the game kicks off at 4 p.m. and Ghana are hoping that this year will probably be the lucky year where they get their hands on that Women's Africa Cup of Nations title.
We can now hear from Ghana head coach Kimlas Björkegren, who says he's confident of a winning start.
We are not one of the biggest favorites that people are talking about, but I know that we have the quality in this group to beat all of the teams in this tournament. So I'm really looking forward to start tomorrow, and I think we can have a really good chance to be successful. Super excited, and that's one reason that I took this opportunity to sign to be the head coach for Ghana. I mean, I've been coaching a little bit all over the world, but since I was a young guy and I was laying down in the sofa and watched, maybe it was the men's AFCON in that time, but I always have in my mind, oh, this is a really cool tournament, and now I had the opportunity to be a part of it. So I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah, we haven't been able to have so many trainings before, so we have been a little bit forced to play friendly games and instead have a lot of training. So to catch up together a little bit earlier, it means everything, I will say, and this team have been growing a lot the last month together, both on the pitch but also off the pitch. So I'm feeling that we're physical better prepared and tactical better prepared than if I compare with 1 month ago. And I'm pretty sure that the players agree with that as well. I think Ghana have like so much talent player, and like you said, it's something in the DNA, like how they can move the body, the control of the ball, like everything in the passion for the game, and that's so good. So if you can add like 5% of the Swedish thing as well, we're gonna have like a team that is not just good in Africa, it actually is good in the world, I would say.
That's it for sports on JN Today. My name is Haruna Mubarak. Up next is Showbiz. Please stay.
Shola Adeyemi, and it is time for Showbiz. Now, episode 9 of Joy Prime's Big Chef Junior themed Mystery Challenge saw the remaining 8 contestants step into the kitchen ready to finish the task in 30 minutes to impress the judges and hopefully escape eviction. Unfortunately, Hilda and the last man standing, Jaden, were unable to impress the judges with their recipes, bringing their journey into the competition to an end. There's more in this report.
Episode 9 themed the Mystery Challenge had the final 8 contestants ballot for stations stocked with secret ingredients, chicken breasts and mushrooms. Each contestant was required to incorporate one of these into their dish.
So it means that all of them will have to either use a mushroom or a chicken breast to create something very sumptuous.
With 2 evictions looming, tension filled the kitchen. Judges Chef Rita and Chef Kofi urged the contestants to stay focused and get creative. 20 minutes in, host Michelle Ajekum introduced an additional surprise ingredients to be included in their meals.
So this is my gift to you. Just 1 egg. You know, from where I come from, when you're a good girl, your grandma will give you eggs to celebrate with. So this is for being a good chef all this while. I isn't going to wait for you, so don't let me. So I'll find a way to use this. Use it creatively in what you're making.
After intense cooking, it was finally time for presentations.
Too much salt in your omelette. Your presentation is not good for me. I'm sorry.
Tastes good, beautiful, and keep it up, right?
Chef, I want to tell you something. If you're not feeling well, come for my soup.
And the portion control, today I won't give it to you. It's way too much, all right? But you've done well. Well done.
I'm not fan of pasta dishes, but I think I'll go for this, and I like the taste, okay? Keep it up, okay? Keep it up.
It's not the actual nuggets, but I just came up and used my mind to do this.
I'm very impressed today. The consistency of your dish is on point. The salt level on point.
It's amazing, okay? It's amazing. It tastes so well.
Yes. Rosella made Indomie.
Yes,
so please.
This one that has Indomie.
No, in fact, let me keep it here. You go.
Bye-bye.
Well, this is how we end Showbiz. My name is Lois Shola Adeyemi. Sitia Bochi, over to you.
Thank you, Lois, for bringing us Showbiz. But news just coming in. We understand that the Akwetia Member of Parliament, Ernest Kumi, has just passed on. Our Parliamentary Affairs correspondent, Kweku Asante, joins me via Zoom to give us all the details. And Kweku, this is a rather tragic story coming in this afternoon.
Well, yes, that is just what we are learning just about 5 minutes ago when the news just broke. We have been trying to get some details from the leadership of the NPP side as to what exactly may have happened. They are a bit tight-lipped. I've spoken to 2 front bench members, 2 leaders of the New Patriotic Party in Parliament. A lot of them telling me they are in touch with the family, trying to get an understanding of what exactly is happening with Ernest Kumi. He's the first-time MP. This is the first time he's in Parliament as a Member of Parliament. He was elected in the 2024 election. The NDC have been challenging this election at the High Court. They see a couple of things happen, for which reason they do not believe that he won the election fair and square. They did secure an injunction against the swearing in, and that actually became an issue when Parliament was being sworn in. That injunction was read on the floor of Parliament. He still persisted. He was sworn in. He's having a running legal battle currently at the Supreme Court. The court just decided about a couple of days ago that he was convicted of contempt, and that contempt of court conviction will be quashed because he presented himself to be sworn in. Prior to last week, he had not been in Parliament a couple of days. I'm now looking back at the visuals and paying attention, and it appeared that I didn't see him. But on Thursday, before Parliament went on break, he was around. In fact, on Friday, whilst I was on a holiday shift, he was on Adum TV, the morning show, with our colleague. He was there, actually. He appeared as a panelist. He did make some indications on the show. Only this morning, we are just getting news that he has passed on. Ernest Kumi, the first-time MP for Akwetia, elected in the 2024 election, with a running legal battle challenging the legitimacy of his election. Just about 2 months ago, he was convicted of contempt by a Koforidua High Court. He challenged that to the Supreme Court. That conviction was quashed. He has been coming to Parliament. He's generally a very quiet person. He's not one of the very vociferous backbenchers of the New Patriotic Party. He comes, he takes his seat, he does not do much and all that. And so this is news that is shaking Parliament now. The House is expected to sit at 2 p.m. And so out of now, a number of members of Parliament have not already come in as we speak.
Right.
And when you go to the coffee shop, a couple of the MPs who are there are murmuring among themselves, no one willing to go on the record. But we are digging to get more on this. But just as we are learning, the breaking news is that Member of Parliament for Akwetia, Ernest Kumi, has passed on.
Thank you.
And we are trying to get some more information on that.
And that's our Parliamentary Affairs correspondent, Kweku Asante, there, bringing us details. And like you said, the last sighting he saw was on Friday when he appeared on our sister station. So when we know and can confirm the cause of death, of course, Trust Joy needs to bring you all the details. But may his soul rest in peace. And our condolence and sympathies to the families. Thank you, Kweku Asante. And on that rather sad note, we wrap up Joy News today. My name is Sweetie Abochi. Do log on to your most credible online news portal, myjoyonline.com, for more news stories. And bye for now.